This is the Immigration and Naturalization Service district office in Harlingen, Texas. Since June, more than 21,000 illegal aliens have flocked to this office to apply for political asylum. What's more, each week the number of asylum applications received here sets a new record. The second week of November, for example, the Harlingen District Office processed almost 1,700 individual asylum applications. That's 4 times as many asylum applications as the district took in during all of 1987. So who are these asylum applicants? Where do they come from? About half of the illegal aliens you see here are from Nicaragua. Another 20% are El Salvadorans. While most of the illegal aliens pouring into the Harlingen district are from Central America, a growing number come from other nations, more than a dozen countries in all, including Colombia, mainland China, and Pakistan. The aliens' backgrounds may differ, but their means of making the trip to Harlingen is often the same. Hipólito Acosta, with the Border Patrol Anti-Smuggling Unit in Brownsville, explains.
In the past 6 months, we've identified 6 major organizations that are using Guatemala as a base of operations. From these originating points, they travel on into Mexico. As you can see, Virginia, with the red marker we have shown the route which has been identified by the aliens as one of the most dangerous areas, because they have stated that on at least 3 or 4 occasions during this trip up into Puebla, Mexico, and into Costa Rica, they get ripped off by the Mexican authorities, again, at least 3 or 4 times before arriving at that destination. Upon arriving in Puebla or in Costa Rica, they will charter one bus exclusively for the aliens, or as many buses as necessary, to continue their journey into the United States. They then get smuggled into Brownsville by these smugglers and taken to Harlingen, and from there they continue their journey into the United States.
The influx of illegal aliens into South Texas began in earnest last spring. This videotape was recorded during a Border Patrol raid on a Brownsville motel in April. The agents involved apprehended 45 illegal aliens and 6 suspected smugglers. A month before, and a few miles farther north, the Border Patrol's cameras captured this footage of an alien smuggler loading his human cargo into a truck bound for Arkansas. Scenes like this signaled the beginning of an illegal alien invasion, the likes of which South Texas has never seen. As the human tide swells, so does the greed and daring of the alien smugglers. More and more smugglers are using taxi cabs as a front. This particular smuggling ring, based in Brownsville, brings in up to 120 illegal aliens a month. Border Patrol intelligence shows that the operation involves at least a dozen persons, all of whom face serious criminal charges. Of course, taxis aren't the only means smugglers rely on to move their human cargo. These illegal aliens from Colombia were on their way to Houston in a brand new motorhome. The smuggler charged each of the aliens $2,500 for the journey from Colombia to Houston. Smugglers' fees vary widely. Aliens from Central America usually pay from $500 to $1,200 for a smuggler's services, while the cost for an alien from China can run as high as $15,000. How do illegal aliens afford those prices? Many must contact relatives in the United States to wire them the money. This list represents just 2 days' worth of transactions at the Western Union office in Brownsville. In 48 hours' time, the Brownsville office received more than $400,000 in transferred funds. Most of that money wound up in the hands of illegal aliens from Central America. The prices demanded by alien smugglers are steep, yet some aliens pay an even dearer toll. Those aliens who don't succumb to the Rio Grande's powerful currents often fall prey to border bandits and scam artists once they reach the U.S. side. Despite the considerable risk and expense, illegal aliens keep pouring across the border in ever-increasing numbers. To accommodate the influx, smugglers have begun chartering buses to take the aliens to the Harlingen District Office. This load of 41 Central Americans was about to embark when the Border Patrol cut the trip short. The driver of the bus was prepared to take his passengers all the way to Houston.
When they get on the bus, they're just like ignorant people. But once they get their passports stamped, they're different people altogether. They seem like they already belong in the United States. They feel so good, you know, their attitude is changed altogether. and they don't want no tortillas anymore. You know, they want a little ham with their bread and things like that. It makes them feel good. But
for the aliens who make it to the Harlingen District Office to apply for asylum, South Texas is rarely the final destination. A large number of the aliens will go on to Miami, but cities such as Houston and Los Angeles receive their share of the influx as well. Indeed, no region of the country has been left untouched. Regardless of where these asylum applicants intend to settle, they all have a common goal: to obtain work authorization and find a job. Almost without exception, the aliens who come to the Harlingen office say they left their native country for economic reasons. It is poverty, not politics, that brings them north. It's been 6 months since the exodus of asylum applicants from Central America to South Texas first began. What started out as a trickle is now the equivalent of a human tidal wave. Unless something is done to stem that tide, the entire country will suffer. Those who doubt that prediction should consider this. If the present influx continues unchecked, in just 2 years' time, enough illegal aliens will have poured across our southern border to populate a city the size of Alexandria, Virginia. I'm Virginia Keiss, Public Affairs Officer for the Harlingen District.